Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Ravens and the 49ers coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Right back to Dixon. Dancing away at the 35. And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, they go with Dixon. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a first down pickup of 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
2nd and 15. His throw incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played. And his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
On 2nd down now, Goodrich. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. 3rd and 3. Off play action. Flowers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a play fake here on first down. He hits Adams complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd down.
Yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
The gun. They'll look to throw. This is caught.
Well, the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Dixon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
They go play action here on 1st down. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle they go with Dixon. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They stay on the ground with Dixon. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 17-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown! From 13 yards out. And the 49ers are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Moody good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
7-7, our score after 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Back to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Dixon trying up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play, because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Flowers in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Up the middle they go. Goodrich, and he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
A beautiful fake. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. A give running left, Dixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Looking to throw.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. On the give, this is Dixon. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
50 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
Jake Moody now on for the field goal.
Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd down, Flowers. That is caught. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl.
A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 30 yards.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
On first down, Flowers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll make it second down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Back to throw again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
Okay,
we were certainly
Coach,
treated
thanks
to an entertaining
always.
first
This
half.
one's still
Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team
fireworks
going
to
forward.
Start the half. This will be a touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. He's going to try and take off with it. Shoves him away. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
To throw on 2nd down. Flowers firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this.
And we'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Ravens will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
No run back here for Jones, a touchback.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
73 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Back to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 27-yard line. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 2 choke plays in a row. John Harbaugh never shy about bringing out the red challenge flag, and he'll do so here. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
Good job there defensively to push them back on first down. I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory or not because they can kick the field goal and get it back within a score. But you know that's not what they're thinking right now. A field goal has to be their last option.
Now left side on the swing pass. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. They're going to look to throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 6 yards away. And the Niners are back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Now a toss coming right side. Dixon. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Goodrich. And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
At halftime, you have to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Flowers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
separating from the gun. Flowers. And in for the Ravens touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Point after, right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down, San Francisco, the pickup, 14 yards.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Now a handoff for Dixon.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Almost time for the final act of this NFL season as we are now through 3 quarters in the Super Bowl.
We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, it's Dixon. That is going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down.
And this one is right through. And that lead is back down to 9 now. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they have been the better of the 2 sides to this point with a 2-score lead. 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. And the Lombardi trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made here at the 36.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football, and what a nice gain on that play.
They'll run on first down. Goodrich. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run the counter. Goodrich. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Goodrich, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Flowers. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. Now 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun. Flowers. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Ravens are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. A 15-point game now. You make the extra point, and that means on the other side you need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. That's a pretty tall order here in the 4th quarter.
Agreed, because they really needed to come up with a stop there, and even if it was just to hold them to a field goal. Now they need to pull out the lucky horseshoe because they've got to get an onside kick. And we've seen nowadays, those are incredibly difficult to come.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Still going. They can't stop him.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 19. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. He'll look to throw. He's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the 49ers get a bit closer. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
Moody good with the extra point.
As this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And the tension ratcheting up all around. A 1-score game. Fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock.
On first down, Goodrich. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Looking to throw. Flowers.
On the out route, this is Adams with a catch.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On second down, Goodrich. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.